Hi, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Anna.
And we're two sisters who love handcrafting and figuring things out.
Hello, it is Saturday, October 11th, 2025, and we're so happy to see you. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good. Yeah.
We have a gorgeous, starting to feel fall in the air day here in Northern California. I almost said Southern California. We don't live in Southern California.
No.
We live in Northern California.
NorCal. It's like perfect. It's like going to be 71 degrees today. So it's like gorgeous.
We have a little rain coming next week, which we're so excited about, but I got to get to the gutters tomorrow.
We don't have gutters. We just have drain spouts. Okay, so what are we going to do this video? We're going to talk about what we're wearing. We're going to share some FFOs, some finishes, some whips. We're going to get curious about documenting our crafting journey. Maybe you're curious about that too. We're going to discuss kind of briefly our plans and shared supplies, and then we'll end with our thumbs up. Yep. As always, they're chapters, so just zip along if you want to move ahead or move back. Before we go further, in our last video, Exceeded Expectations, we really talked a lot about the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, but realized we did not explicitly thank Janine.
And everybody at Acorns and Threads.
And everybody at Acorns and Threads. So just Janine's the owner. They are the masterminds behind that fantastic retreat. So all those fantastic memories, everything. So Janine and crew, thank you.
Yes. Carolyn and I both had that thought. And we had several incredibly lovely conversations with Janine. She too went around the room and talked with everybody. And she just is funny and just makes everyone feel at ease. So thank you, Janine.
Yeah, it was great. I was editing the video and I'm like, what? I can't believe we didn't thank her.
I know.
For that.
We're
All right, significant things from comments. Lots of great fun comments. Anything you can think of?
It's just lots of comments about the embroidery of either I love the patterns, I've tried them, or I've always wanted to try them. So just lots of love and lots of interest.
And I love when you have keywords for things because it's really fun. Some people just say the keywords, great. Other people sort of work them into sentences, which is great.
Some of you are really good at it.
Yeah, some are super creative. We're going to be drawing the winners later in the episode, so you can also find it in the segment if you want to go right there. I hadn't talked to Anna about this, but we film on Saturdays and then release on Thursdays. So it's only been a little bit over a week since it was released, a week ago Thursday. So I was going to wait until like Tuesday or Wednesday to actually draw the winners.
I like that idea because we still have a few comments coming in this weekend.
That's right. To give people like really through the weekend, maybe do it on Tuesday, and then I'll insert the winners where we are in that video. Okay. That's more than you need to know, but there it is. I
think I have answered a few comments like, I'm so sorry we've already drawn that for that or something. So,
I know.
Yes. Okay. So more like when we're publishing, not when we're filming.
More like when we're publishing. I do need some time to like finish editing and everything. So I'll probably do it Tuesday. Okay.
Even Monday.
All right. So what's been going on in your life, Anna?
You know what? As I was thinking about it, just lots of everyday things. School, grandchildren, this and that. And it's been great, but not a lot of significant things to talk about. One thing I did want to share is that I made a little perforated paper birthday card for our father. I'll put a picture of it here. That was really fun. I just sewed on a little a fish onto a card. And also I had a chance to go up to the Berkeley Art Museum with a few girlfriends and saw this quilt exhibit, Rooted West, 20th Century African American Quilts in California.
Oh, I need to look through that,
And
Anna.
I rarely buy a catalog when I go to an exhibit, but I found this I found myself taking so many pictures. I'm like, oh, just buy the catalog.
Do you know how long the show's open?
I think through November, but I can't remember.
I'm gonna look. I'm putting that
I
on
don't
my
think it's like
calendar.
about to close or anything.
Okay.
It is. There's a couple of really neutral ones that I wanted to share.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that is so in my wheelhouse.
So the friends I went with are also crafters, so we just had so many great conversations, and it was a wonderful outing. So if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, get up there.
What museum was it in?
The Berkeley Art Museum.
Berkeley Art
It's called
Museum.
like BAMF. It had the last two letters stand for film something. Anyway.
Oh, so these are California quilts.
Yeah. So it's,
because they have some Gee's Bend inspiration. Did they talk at all about that? They show where everyone's
a
from.
lot of these came from families that lived in the South and moved west because of racism.
Yeah.
And
so are some of them historic quilts?
a lot of them are like 1930s, 1940s, and some of them are more recent.
Okay.
But they belong to the women in
those here. Oh,
in
love
this
that.
area.
Okay. I'm putting that on my calendar.
Yeah.
Beauty of working part-time now. Really digging it. Cool, Anna. That's beautiful. Yeah. It's fun getting those catalog books though, too.
Yes, I just, I think this is something like $60 or something, so I definitely think twice before I purchase
But if you
something,
feel like you want to look at it again.
Right.
Or
like I
inspired by
said,
it.
like if I'm taking a million pictures, I'm like, okay, this
worth
is a
it.
sign that these are good references for learning and for inspiration.
Right.
All right, Carolyn, what about you?
So last weekend, my husband and I went up to Portland to visit our Portland sister. They have season tickets to the Portland Thorns, the women's soccer team there. We have season tickets to the BFC here. So they came down to us when the Thorns were down playing, and then BFC was playing up there. So we went up there. It was really, really, it's always so fun to do that and to go to somebody else's soccer stadium. Like at our place, we all tailgate and then go in, and for them, it's an urban stadium. So everybody goes out to dinner first and then goes in. So we went out and had a good dinner and then went out. It was really, really fun. Mm-hmm. And then the second day on Sunday, the other funny thing is last Saturday was also Susan Stanley's class at 8 Points and Threads. And like part of me, I'm like, I just want to go over there and just like see her. Not that I would say hi, but just even peeking in and seeing her. Like we know some of the people that we knew from Pinwist were going to be there. I was like, I want to go over. But I'm like, okay, no, you're up visiting your sister. Like,
I think I would have felt the same way.
Yeah, of course.
And actually, Susan would have understood, but yeah.
And then on Sunday, we went at the Columbia River Gorge. It's like 15 minutes from their house, and spectacular. So we just did a few things there. And I'm just going to show a couple pictures because I don't know about you or other cross stitchers, but sometimes, especially when I'm out in nature taking pictures, I'm like, this would be such a beautiful palette for a cross stitch. And I started thinking about, okay, what if you took a photo and then used the color palette to stitch something kind of abstract, like a folk embroidery of some type, or like something. So here are a couple pictures. I'm going to show them to Anna. This first picture is a waterfall, but just the green lichen on the rock, the gray rock, and then also the greenery in the leaves, just thinking about the grays and greens. And then this is another one, just a very simple mushroom in the ground and just the neutral colors. So I'm always thinking about, how could I stitch that up? How could I stitch that up?
I always say, I want to quilt that.
Yeah.
James is like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it's also like, and then there are like few little pops of purple too along the way. But it's so hard to really get the essence of it in a photo.
It is,
but just trying to remember some of those color palettes. So we'll see.
Part of the photo involves light, so there's this glow. So maybe one of the things you could play with is how to get something to glow.
Yeah,
when you're stitching.
I think particularly for that waterfall one, I want to try maybe like a ferrule, which is a knitting style of color work, and just see what the colors would look like in there.
Okay,
we'll see.
Sounds like you already have a good idea.
I already have some. My brain is churning away as it always does. All right, let's do our toast.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to toast that we have a few things for fall to put out. We've been stitching long enough now. We don't have overflowing dough bowls, but we have a few things. And I just did a little display. I had some pussy willows left from the spring. I had a little piece of artwork from a grandchild that had really fall colors in it. Of course, abstract. And then I had this, which is Shades of Pumpkins by Needle Treasures Nook. The frame is by signed and number. And I didn't really... can't remember. I don't even know if I had it in time for last fall or just in time.
No, you didn't. You finished it. You finished it. I think the frame.
So it was so fun to pluck it out of the closet and put it up. And those three things just look so pretty in the living room. So it's making me incredibly happy.
Yeah, I love it. And then what about your other finish?
Oh, and then this one
is great.
Called Scary 2. It's by the Plum Street, a bowl full of Scaries. This was a pillow I finished last fall. And you open up the box where I have it. I'm like, oh, I still love that. It's just so fun.
I know, it is really fun.
What do you have?
So I picked two things that I keep these up. I have like one of the boys' old bedrooms. I keep like our crafting supplies. And so these are out there. I can't put them away. But I pulled them out and I posted some pictures on Instagram of a few displays around our house. So these were in that. But
that was a good post.
We've got the Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom. And this is by Not Forgotten Farms. He's quite famous. I think a lot of people have stitched him. And same thing, this is a signed and numbered frame. This is one I absolutely love. It's the Park Slope. It's a little bit chunkier. And I love these because a lot of our places around our house, I just rest them down and they're self-standing. So I like that. And then I have another Not Forgotten Farms that I should put next to it. And this is called Turkey Trot. This is from a Not Forgotten Farm book. And this was my birthday start in 2024. And this one I did.
I would have guessed it was longer ago. I love those two together. Yeah.
So they make me really, really happy.
And
it's just so fun, as you said, like they're done. Like they're FFOs.
I'm starting to feel like a sense of history or a sense of the years passing by having the start of a little collection.
That's a good point. I really do need to put like maybe a little bit more about the date or something on the back when we talk about documenting.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's related to that.
We can talk about that.
And I meant to pull Blackwater Blooms, which is just a big flower pot, all done in black thread. And I thought maybe I could put that with this in a bowl. It's not specifically fall, but I thought I can just think of it as collage, not just everything fall.
Right.
So I don't know how they'll look together, but I think I might try that.
Yeah, I really want to, Anna, because I think I have some other frame pieces. I'm like, I either want to put some things on my wall, like I don't have any cross stitch actually on the wall, or I want to get some of those floating ledges. Because I do like that idea.
Girl.
Remember, we've been thinking about that for a lot.
Yeah, I even have one of the clear ones from the Container Store.
Oh, okay.
Sitting. I just haven't put it up.
A clear would be good. And just again, that layering, because I do like sort of self-standing tiles or frames and just being able to plop them. I know Tara Sullivan of Sully Stitches, in her backdrop, she has long wooden ledges like that, and she always has things propped on it, and I think it's just a great way.
And because you have so many black frames, I think like a light natural wood for you would look good for your house.
Yeah.
All right, let's toast it, man.
Okay, we're toasting having FFOs to pull out and enjoy in the season. All right.
I was at dinner with someone a couple of months ago, and there was a toast, and she said, you're supposed to look someone in the eyes when you toast with them. Because she was like, everybody, we've got to do that.
Are we supposed to look?
Yeah, should we look at?
But, okay.
Maybe we already did that.
I'm so dumb.
It's okay. We're a little dumb sometimes.
Yeah. Our household is totally into the Arnold Palmer. Say that 5 times fast.
Oh, it's delicious.
Which is iced tea and lemonade. And we just have different ratios. So you just pull out the iced tea and lemonade and make it. And our granddaughters are also totally into it, so they get about like this much lemonade and like that much, like a couple drops.
This is something to change the color, right? Like,
just or just like a couple drops. And they're like, oh, we love our Arnold Palmers.
And every time it's almost like,
so hard to say.
You know how like with some students with multiplication facts, they sort of freeze. That's how I feel whenever I order an Arnold Palmer in a restaurant. I'm always like, okay, you can say it, Anna. You just take each one syllable at a time, and then Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on. Anna, What are you
What
wearing?
am I wearing? I'm wearing a fresh haircut.
Looking
I decided
good.
for, like,
Looking
What am I
good.
wearing? I'm going to try to do something
Clever.
I'm going to try, or not, just like try to participate in some way.
Your name tag was next level last time.
Carolyn.
Yeah. Okay.
More importantly, what are you
I'm
wearing?
wearing the Lulu Slipover, and I was thinking this is worthy, I think, of doing a catwalk. Wants to have something to show. So we'll put that in a second. So it is a vest. I'm just showing off my buttons right here. It's designed by PetiteKnit, and the yarn is Acadia by the Fiber Co. I knit the size medium, which is the 4th size, and it's knitted on US size 6 needles. I went to Anna's favorite needle studio, and I also really love going there this morning, and got my buttons for this, and I'll show you another FFO in a minute. And friends, I came home and sat down and sewed on my buttons.
I thought you were going to tell us that you bought more than buttons, but you're
no. You know what? I was starting to look at the fabric, and I'm like, CQ,
such a great story.
Get your buttons, and then you can come back when you want something else. It usually takes me about 6 months from the time I buy my buttons to the time I sew them on. I'm like, no, girl, you're sitting down and getting
them
done.
Long did it take you?
It took me
half hour.
I sewed on a total of 10 buttons between the two
'cause
pieces.
Okay, that's an hour then.
It was about an hour. I was telling John, I'm like, knitters do not like sewing buttons on. It's like so finicky. You want to get it right so it lays. But I love the Needle Studio. They had such a great selection of buttons because I think I prefer buttons that blend. And so the woman that works there, was saying these are buttons for more like shirts. So they're often plain. So see I don't know if you see my buttons. That.
Right, because this is a bit of a minimalist feel to it. Like I don't necessarily want like a loud shirt under it either.
Yeah, I mean, I just put it on today so I could show you all. I'm not sure this is the right shirt to wear under it, but
didn't you
I'm
have the
wearing
idea
it.
of a long sleeve white?
I want to do like a long sleeve shirt that's kind of like form fitted because it is kind of oversized. Hello, it is kind of oversized, but I'm loving it. I think I would knit it again. The turtleneck is a little bit of a tighter neck. Like I like a turtleneck, but it's in a little bit, so I might widen it if I made the skin.
Yeah, I could see that.
But super happy with it, and I'll get a lot of wear.
You'll see it in the catwalk.
Yeah.
But the drape of your
the drape is so great. Okay,
should we put the catwalk in here?
Yep. We're back. How was it? I think I might have picked a different song. I don't know.
I feel like we're talking very quickly today. Or we're full of energy. I think it's fine, but let's make sure we're not talking too quickly. Okay. I feel like maybe it's my Arnold fault.
Yeah. You can slow us down. If you
I'm just
need
happy to be making another video.
I'm feeling like super energized. I really think my part-time job has been so great. I mean, I've been super busy because I have a second part-time job. We've got the granddaughters most afternoons. My daughter-in-law is working on a musical right now. So I say I have 2 part-time jobs. So I'm super busy, but I have a totally different energy level. I'm not like...
you're not bringing work home.
I'm not bringing work home. And
it's just really,
huge.
In a teacher's world, that is something that you kind of have to make peace with it because you have a lot of work to do at home.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about our FFOs.
Okay.
I've
got 0. What do you have, Carolyn?
I have a bunch. My first FFO is the Avlia Little Leaves. This was the smaller of the 2 projects from Pacific North Stitch Summit this year, and designed by Krista West of Avlia Folk Embroidery. And here's a photo of the FFO, and I finished it using a hem, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. It's already been gifted, but...
Did you get any response?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
Before I gifted it, I made a little video because I think it's always good to see it. So I'm going to insert the little video here. Hey everybody, Carolyn from the past. I wanted to show you my FFO of this beautiful Little Leaves before I gift it. We'll have talked about it in the FlossTube, but I think it's always wonderful to see it live. corners are mitered in the back. I used, well, we have talked about this. Definitely hem stitch is something, as any handcraft, I'm gonna have to keep practicing on, but I'm really happy with this wonderful little design. I'm giving it to my sister, but I also love Heath Ceramics and how well it matched all my colorful ceramics. So little leaves, highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay. Yeah.
You've been great about posting on Instagram. To think to make a video.
I know.
Carolyn.
Because you know, there's something about like a still photo, you don't get the feeling of like the drape and everything of it. So I gifted it to our sister Susan in Portland, and I really enjoyed being a stealthy gifter. I need to make sure everybody in the family knows that if I stealthily leave something in your home, you're welcome to stealthily put it in somebody else's home. It's not yours, or just to give it back to me. I want to make sure that's clear, but she really liked it. She's a real master. Like her table, she'll often have like candlesticks or a little candle or a plant. So she sent me a text to thank me when she found it. And I said, oh, it's great for like a little candle mat or, you know, flower arrangement, and she's like, oh yeah, those are perfect uses. So I think that's good. I want to talk a little bit about finishing it. I'm going to show some photos here of the process, and I have them here on my laptop just to make sure in the order. So this first photo just shows, and we talked about in the last thing, is I wet block these. The fabric is designed to be washed because it's a household item, and the DMC is color fast. So I wet blocked it. And then I used Krista West has a fantastic video. It links from the Leah Folk Embroidery site or from her YouTube channel. And the video I did, I have to zip back and see, it is called How to Stitch a Complex Drawn Hem for that. All right, and what makes it complex is, well, okay, first, you actually, once you do an iron, you actually sew those mitered clothes so that they're all ready to go when you go to seam them. And then when you draw your thread, what makes it complex is that you stop at the corners. So it doesn't continue on to the edge. So here it is all ready to sew.
Yeah, it really does look different.
And then you go through and you just do your hem stitch for that.
So everything's all stable and set before you draw the threads out and do your sewing.
Exactly. So I highly recommend. She has another video that is the simple drawn hem, and that's you pull the stitches, pull your threads all the way to the end. I had done that one time in this, and I, you know, like anything, it definitely is going to take practice to get it consistent and even, but I was completely happy with my results. And you know, it takes time like any kind of finishing, but I think it's a really beautiful finish. I'm going to definitely do more.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
I saw that she has something out today, I haven't watched it yet, about different stitch paths.
Oh,
which I'm like, oh, soul sister. I love thinking about stuff like that.
Oh,
so I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, and again, her tutorials were so well done. She does different camera angles, and I love it. I just had the laptop going, and I would watch a step, do it. Watch a step, do it.
Yeah.
So it was super successful. So Krista, thank you. I can tell those take a lot of time to do, and really, really appreciate that. It also makes, you know, finishing her pieces really, really doable. So thank you. All right, the next FFO I have there, I call them the sister beanies. This is, the designer is Drops. I think it's just a generic design studio or yarn company, and it's called the Blue Cloud Beanies. And I made these for Anna's local granddaughters. This is the big sisters, and this is the infant one.
So cute.
Well, I mean, I love blocking knitwear. It just makes it so, just wonderful. So great. The yarn I used is Sidar's Cashmere Merino Silk. Yeah.
Wow.
So
lucky girls.
Just a simple 2x2 rib. So I'm actually going to give these to Anna. She's going to see the girls tomorrow for breakfast. And you can just pass those on. There you go.
I don't know if I've ever shared with anybody out there how much I love breakfast.
Okay,
I love to
let's
make
talk about
breakfast. I love to have people over for breakfast.
Yeah.
I just really like breakfast.
Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I always have a full breakfast every day. All right, here's my last FFO, and this is the Anchors jacket. It's a sweater for my older granddaughter who lives in New York, and they wear their sweaters every day. And this is a design by PetiteKnit, the same designer who designed this. This is the third time I've knit this sweater, and I love
So
it.
great.
It goes up to adult sizes, so it's really fantastic. And these are my buttons I got today and sewed on for that. So that's going to go in the mail for that granddaughter. She started kindergarten, and it's like fall time. This was fun. She asked for this color. She said she wanted a dark pinky red, and I actually bought this yarn at a store up where they live in New York. And when I showed it to her, she's like, perfect. And then I spent a lot of time with them this summer. We spent 3 weeks on a vacation together, so I knit it there so I could try it on her. So it's like a little bit shorter than the pattern, but that hit her where she liked it, and I could do her arms and everything.
Great.
So that was great.
It's so pretty.
So that's going in the mail probably tomorrow.
Nice choice in yarn, Em.
Thank you. And same thing, like feel after that's blocked. Oh,
Yeah.
I got to remember, I still have.
Yeah, this has more weight to it than I thought.
It's a little bit heavy. It's I forgot I still have and these I found these when I was doing. I have to remember to sew those in. I got to pull them out. Okay. This was a little bit chunkier than the ones before, so I'll be curious because they wear their sweaters like every day in the house. If this is a little bit heavy or if it ends up being okay. That's my only worry because it's not like a fingering weight.
All right. Well.
Those are my FFOs. Okay, finished objects.
Carolyn, what have you finished?
I like this away. I have one finish, and it is the other small piece. Both of our designers at Pinwist gave us a large piece and a small piece. This is the Artsy Housewife's smaller piece. It's called By Moonlight.
I think we've said it once, but Pinwist Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit.
I didn't realize everybody, and now I'm like more hip. I know everyone calls it Pinwist. I didn't know that even like a week ago. This was the beautiful palette of colors, and the palette is for both the large and the small piece. Okay.
I'm just looking at that and thinking that would look great in a fall dough bowl.
This is my finish.
It looks great, Carol.
And it's stitched on 36 count gray by Weeks, and that was given to us as part of this kit and 1/2. Boone, Gigi's husband, who model stitched it on 36, he said if he was going to do it again, he would maybe stitch the moon with 2 strands over 2, and that's what I did.
Yep.
And I feel like the moon really pops. Thank you, Boone. Really pops. It did reiterate for me, I dislike the process of stitching 2 threads over 2 on 36 count, the process, but it was worth it.
Can you tell us a little bit about?
It just feels really dense to me, and I feel like the stitches don't really lay flat on the fabric, that they're kind of like crowded together, but it does, and they don't look, they just feel
so
feel
you
more crowded.
like that open look.
And even like trying to find your hole with the needle, sometimes everything.
Oh, because you're doing.
Just feels a little claustrophobic, but when you need the effect, it really is the thing to do. This one is calling for, I think, a big chunky black frame. I'm going to get the same sided number, Park Slope, and I'm going to do that sooner than later. So it's been really fun, and this is still, I kind of don't want to cut it off because it's on my, Anna and I and several other people started both the Artsy Housewife piece. So there's my other start down there that I'll come back to. But I kind of want to keep the sisters together, you know, but I will cut it. But right now I'm still keeping them together until it's ready to frame. So I'm going to order that frame sooner than later and get that done.
One of them's just going off to college.
Our little by Moon is off to college. What was I going to say? I loved so many things about that retreat, and I love that both designers gave us a small piece and a large piece. And I really felt like I was really satisfying to finish the 2 small pieces. I felt like that was really paying tribute to all the hard work and creativity of the designers, and now I have all the luxury of time to work on my larger pieces.
Yeah, I think that you had a great plan.
That's my finish.
Well, congrats for finishing both those smaller pieces. They're really pretty.
Yeah, thanks. What I'm really most proud of is I'm sewing those ding-dang buttons on so fast.
That's very recent too, as in this morning, right?
Yeah, that's probably why I'm on such a energy high. Like, oh my gosh, I sewed my buttons on. Okay, Anna, works in progress.
I have a new start. It is Elizabeth Stevenson, 1854, by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. I just kept looking at this. I'm like, I just need to get it. So I ordered some supplies from the attic, and I chose the 103s.
It's looking so good.
Which I just keep. I tend to keep my 103s in a bowl. And I started in the top right corner.
That blue on the star. It's like a dusty teal.
I'm loving it. The fabric is 40 count caramel by Seraphim, hand-dyed fabrics. It's not the called for fabric,
I was about to say,
but the attic had a couple of substitutions that they're recommending. This is the one they recommended to me.
it's so nice when you have like expert, like somebody like them, that they know like these would be good.
Yes.
Substitutes.
As much as I love to see things on my own, like when it comes to framing, or sometimes if we don't have access to something, to me it's almost sort of fun to just say like, okay, I'm going to have somebody else's brain in on this.
Yeah, trust the expert.
Yeah. So I think one of my themes for 2026 is a couple of huge samplers. And this may even get tucked away, because open up that fabric.
I can tell it's so thick. Wait,
mean,
seriously, do you need all this fabric?
No, some of it is going to be, but I need most of the width. I mean, there's going to be a big margin over here, similarly to over here. This is huge, but the thing that kept drawing me to it was the pinks.
Yeah.
And because I love flora and fauna.
Yeah.
There's no alphabet, there's no verse, there's no house. There's just so many flowers.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was for me.
Do you have the stitch count on there?
Yeah, it's 333 wide, 321 high. I think I can do it.
Anna, this is beautiful.
Thank you. And I really, really like, well, I'm going to say this about everything. I like lots of different threads, but I haven't used 103s in a while, and I'm just loving it. I'm just loving using them. I like pulling off the spool. I find, because they have such a tight twist, and I have whatever my stitch motion is, my threads untwist. So particularly when I'm using a hand-dyed cotton, I'm like constantly retwisting, which is really a pain.
Yeah.
So to not have to do that motion with 103s is
that's awesome.
Extra fun for me.
We're both about to start a big project that we talked about last time, which is called the 15 Friends. It's a big first Bristol. And I ended up picking a 38 count legacy linen. And I was going to do it. I've been thinking about this recently. I was going to do it with mixture of Gloriana reds with a few Goblins and 103s. But I think I'm not going to use the Glorianas. I think I'm going to only do combinations of red from 103 and Swan Goblins, because I feel like they are the perfect silks for 38 count.
Yeah, well, my next project is that exact situation, and I'm feeling the same way.
I think
they just sit up so nicely.
For that.
All right, Carolyn, your whip.
All right, my next whip that I was working on is the larger project by Krista West, Avalia Folk Embroidery, from the Retreat, Rakova Antique. And this is a large table runner.
A Rakova.
So I just want to give you the full. Oh, I don't want to get an Anna's new haircut. It looks really good.
It's so conditioned.
Yeah.
It's very straight, flat.
Let me get up close. When I start stitching on this, I cannot stop.
I can see why.
And I'm, making good progress. This is the perfect out and about. So I took this on the trip to Portland. I can stitch on it in the airplane. I still put on my magnifying glasses, but I don't need any special light. If I'm babysitting, I do it. So this is going to be my on-the-go project. And I'm in no rush to finish this one. I really did want to finish the little ones, but this one, I love this so much. And
should be finished next week.
No. I really like geometric designs, because once you get the rhythm of it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You just go, you don't really need to refer to your pattern. So I think it's really fun. I like stitching on this. This is, I give some details. It's 100% cotton. It's a cotton traditional ground cloth in the natural color, DMCs. And again, it's designed that you can wash it and launder it. And I can't wait. I think I heard, I might just be saying something false, that this fabric blooms just a little bit when you wash it the first time. So I can't wait to see what happens. And again, it has some outline stitching. I need to go back and make sure I keep up on that. So Really fun.
Yeah.
That one's just going to keep going. And again, that's just a good portable. I've been keeping it in the bag that we got on the retreat. So again, it's a drawstring, simple bag, and easy to be on the go.
And because this fabric is more open than a 36 count, you're enjoying the 2 strands more.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's for me, it's not stitching with 2 strands. It's on the 36. To me, it feels too dense.
Yeah.
And it feels like the stitches can't breathe and trying to find your holes. I mean, my stitches look much more rustic when I have 2, but I'm just going to let that be.
Okay. Rustic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
They don't look refined,
also,
but it's not a refined project. It's going to be a table runner.
You have, of almost anyone I've seen, the most consistent stitch.
Oh.
With 1 strand.
Oh, with 1 strand. Yeah.
So
it might just be.
I mean, I don't remember. I haven't really looked at your 2 strands. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you're just noticing it.
Yeah, and I think just because, you're on a smaller count, bigger hole, it's just, I don't know. It looks great. I think it looks fine, but it does look more rustic to me. And it's a little chunky, but in a good way. Okay, Anna.
All right, my second and last whip is the Gather Thy Harvest Spin Keep, which is a Katie Strachan silk conversion kit. And she actually has dropped some of the parts of the original design, including a border that goes around, which one of my questions, I'm gonna have to do a little math, because when I'm finished, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this shape, not just by going 3/4 inch around a stitch border.
Does the pattern give you a template?
No, because it's really hard to see, but there is like a little stitch border all the way around. So if I stitched this, so I'm sure I can figure it out.
Okay, you know what I would do? Okay, once you're done, this is something I learned from Krista in the video. When she goes to cut her cloth, when her piece is finished, she pulls a thread so that she's cutting down the channel. I would pull a thread here, 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 and here. And then from there, I would use a ruler to connect those and draw, get that diagonal.
So I was thinking something similar. I was just going to do a basting thread, but how am I going to know that I'm consistent with my angle?
I would use protractor.
That's where I was headed.
That's your tool.
So this is, I'm not even there yet. You'll see. So this was where I was last time. I started the basket, and this last couple of weeks, I've worked on the right side, and I'm almost completely finished with the right side.
God, Anna, looking good, girl.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Really, really enjoying this. As I said, have just been doing a lot of everyday things, working hard at school, and it's just been great. The fabric color is really hard to show. We've been watching some baseball playoffs, and it's just been fun stitching. Oh yeah, good. How did you do that?
It's funny. I'm wondering sometimes if the board is sometimes helpful, sometimes not, but also
that's much
getting
more true.
Light. Look how pretty that is.
Mm-hmm. So I need to finish that pumpkin.
That white is just gorgeous on the fabric.
Yeah, and it's Goblin's just sitting there on that 38 count.
Yeah. So again, just the way these stitches just lie beautifully on the 38 count. And I think, Anna, after seeing yours, that's what reminded me. I'm just like, I don't want to, I want this kind of effect with that. You could also, do you like that?
I've done a pillow this shape.
What is that, an octagon? Do you?
Yeah. I do like it. But I could also just do a rectangle.
Yeah.
I'm going to think through it a little bit more.
Yeah. And it is a little not exactly symmetrical, and maybe that's part of the appeal to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
beautiful.
We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to keep going on this and have it for this season, or whether this is a next year thing.
This fabric almost looks like a touch of purple in the gray.
I totally see purple in it.
Yeah, really pretty.
What's it called again? Sea Serpent by
I love
Legacy.
it. Great.
And it's 103s and Goblins.
I was admiring it. I might not have been totally listening. Are you going to keep going on it? Would you want to try to finish it this fall?
This happens to me. I feel like I listen. I'm really listening to you. Mm-hmm. But whenever I rewatch the video before I answer comments, I notice things. I'm like, I didn't even hear Carolyn say that. I think it's because you have to be thinking ahead a little bit, or sometimes you're looking at the other sister's piece.
Yeah. That's right. Sometimes you're putting something away, but I
so
think
that's a question. What I did just say that it's a question mark for me, whether like I'm enjoying it so much, maybe I'm just going to like go over to the left side and crank it out, or maybe it's going to be more like a finish next year.
Yeah, really nice.
But it's making me super happy. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's just flat out gorgeous.
And the colors on the fabric.
Yeah.
That white, because a white pumpkin.
Me, those berries.
Yeah.
The color of those berries is just that little bit of orange in there. Remember one of our first fall, I kept seeing bittersweet. I'm like, I have no idea what bittersweet is.
You ordered some. Do you still have yours?
You know what? It got sort of funky. So I was like, I don't know if there are bugs in this. I'm going to pop it in compost. I just think about how much we've learned.
We didn't, like 5 years ago, we didn't even know what bittersweet was.
No.
I know. And now we do.
Yeah.
I know.
And I think Trudy even said, I think she lives in Virginia, she said it grows naturally. So maybe it even grew naturally where we grew up.
We didn't even know.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what a dough bowl was.
Never heard of one. Okay, Carolyn, one more whip. I made sure that this was the last one because I can't wait to see it.
I think we're also excited because we're going out for pizza.
Oh yeah, I am excited for that.
We're just feeling excited. Okay.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Fruits
plenty. This is the 2-color version. Anna and I are both stitching it 1 color. And this was the 2021, you heard me, 2021 Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along. And I think this was maybe the 3rd project I started, because I started stitching in like October, November 2020. And I'm about to start, as we said before, the 15 Friends. We're going to start on November 1st. And I'm like, Carolyn, just finish the Fruits of Plenty, okay? Just finish it before you start another big project. So I pulled it out and I've been working on it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I really think I'm really dedicated. I want to finish it in October.
Yeah. All that outlining you did months ago.
It was really helpful. So like, can you hold that with this one side?
Oh, sure.
So I've been working down this diagonal. These diagonals, which have a lot of organic, they're very challenging for me stitching in hand. So I decided I'm going to stitch that in a hoop, and I have another one coming up here.
Okay.
And then I worked in this area that was empty as of 2 days ago.
Wow.
The hands, hearts and hands.
Remind people about your fabric too, because this is one of the
so this was a Zweigart 32 count, and I indigo dyed it. When I totally finished this, I'll put back in. I had a bunch of process pictures. I was like, it's like wintertime, and I'm like, I am indigoing my fabric.
There were buckets in the kitchen.
There were buckets in here. I used my husband's sous vide wand to keep the water at the right temperature because it was really, really fun. And you know, it's fun in the right light. You really do see the indigo. You see the darker and the lighter blues, and then it's just the white, very white, and PI silk. And I love it. Every time I pull it out, I love it. And you know what? It's going to get finished. The last thing I need to do is he gave you several different houses to put here in the house spot. I just picked the one on the pattern, but the roof doesn't lend itself to one color. I have to go back and look more closely at one color because just the way it is. So I need to decide how I'm going to do the roof. So I'm kind of stuck there, but that's not enough to like not finish it. So I have to do a little thinking on that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually tempted down here, you put up here it's 20, and then down here it says 21. I'm almost tempted to just put 25 in there.
Oh, yeah. Have that in for next video, please.
Okay. Well, by the next video, it could be done because I really want to finish it before I start 15
Friends. We need to do something special.
Yeah.
When we each finish. I think I'm going to put 2020 in mine. Just it's like going to be like a pandemic thing for me.
Oh, okay. So even though it wasn't even out until 2021. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. So we'll get to plans, but I'll tell you now, I really think I'm just going to be pretty monogamous on this with maybe a little bit of this and that here and there, but
that's very exciting.
I'm finishing it. Do you hear my confidence?
In your voice?
Okay, let's get curious. shall we?
Yes.
Y'all still with us? Okay. I had something it was interesting happen to me a few days ago. In 2005, I was working with another engineer, another woman, and we were integrating this new thing, blogs. We were integrating a blogging software into a product we were building. And the two of us, we said, hey, if we're going to be integrating this, why don't we just start a blog of our own and see what it's like? And so
this was before you were teaching. This was when
I was still a software engineer. I was a software engineer before I was teaching. And so she started a photography blog. It might have even been more like 2004. And I started a knitting blog. And then too, it's new, you're sort of anonymous. So I never showed my face. I never said anything personal. And in fact, I wrote it in the third person. And my tagline in computer science is more than you probably really want to know. There's this notion of an anonymous object. It's called an anon, A-N-O-N. So I called myself Nona. I just did that backwards, Nona Knits, not really knowing that Nona was grandmother. So, and my thing was, if Nona knits, then you can too. I'm sort of the anonymous knitter. And I worked on this blog. I was a good blogger for many years, and there still was reference stuff. I would go back and because I had patterns on there, I had lots of different stuff. It's really, really fun. It's kind of my first foray into like social media too.
And you may have already noticed, but I think one of Carolyn's gifts is she's a very clear explainer. And your blog, like with different techniques and everything, I'm at that time was a beginner knitter, or maybe hadn't knitted at all, and I could understand. And
I love blog formats. I kind of wish blogs were more popular. In fact, when we started, we have a pretty good blog for our show notes that lasted about 8 episodes, but it had like photos and more information. I love blogs because I feel like you can see photos into. Okay, long story short.
It was a big deal.
It was so fun.
You were really dedicated to it.
And always in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's kind of fun, it's there. I can go back and look, or sometimes I would just go back and read a few things because it is like your journal of the time. And at this point, that was 20 years ago. You're a totally different person. So I have a colleague she's the young woman that took over teaching the math class I was teaching before, and she's also a knitter. And so she was asking me some knitting questions the other day, and we were poking around. I'm like, oh, that's on my blog. Let's go look at that. And I went, and the blog's gone. The company, it was called Movable Typepad, and it went out of business, and they closed and just deleted everybody's content on the end of September of this year. And they probably sent out me emails, but I changed my email address about 5 years ago.
I was just about to ask you.
So I used to have a Yahoo, and now I'm a Gmail. So I probably I don't know what I could have done. I don't know if I would have downloaded it. I don't know what, but it's just like, okay, this is a long story, but I'm still processing. And in some ways, I'm like, I'm not attached to that. But in another way, if I had known, I would have probably gone back and like read it again.
It's just like a piece of you.
It's a piece of me that's just gone, and there's no way I can get it back. That company is gone. They're very clear. Our servers have been purged. It's gone. All right. So this then just got me thinking about journaling and recording a crafting journey. And we have so many online tools, but things online like Instagram tomorrow could be gone, or YouTube tomorrow could be gone. And we have these things or you could lose, lots of different things can happen. So I just was thinking about how do we want to document? Is it the process of documenting that's important? Is it the product? Who would ever even look at
Who's it for?
Who's it for? What's its purpose?
Yeah, I think about this stuff.
I don't think I have any answers right now, but I've just been thinking a lot about it. So I thought it might be fun for us just to kind of talk about what are we doing now to document, and I'd love to hear in your comments. How are you? Do you think it's important to document your process? If so, how do you do it? Are you online? Are you analog? Is it for you? Is it for others? So just thinking about that. So first thing I was just going to go through is what I've done. Oh, I didn't bring them. Okay. The first thing I started, so first, my digital footprint is we have a shared Instagram, and I also have a Nona Knits Instagram that I don't really update anymore. We have our FlossTube, and then I have a Ravelry on knitting. Same thing, I haven't updated that recently, but I want to get back to that. And then for analog, I started using index cards in the library, and I love that initially. If I'll insert a picture here because I left them, I don't have them right here, but they started to get unwieldy as I had more projects. And so I just had this big stack of these cards, and I'm like, what do I do with them? So that sort of got unwieldy. Then one year, this was 2024, I did the Book of Days, and I was actually really good. I did fill it out, and I had like in the back lists of things. I got it bound. So I've done that. Oh, this is 2023, the year before that. I actually did a little planner. This is the year I was on sabbatical, and I did like a lot. I documented every day, and then I would have goals or different things or highlights. Okay, the week of July 3rd, 2023, what I wanted to do that week, lots and lots of crafting time, catch up with this journal, and film episode number 29. So that was kind of, like...
You're stitching M Bell.
I was stitching M Bell. I was stitching Crow number 5. So, this actually, when I put the time into it, this has a lot of good details. And then I think in the back, I had the list of all my starts. You know what? I might do this. Now that I'm doing this, I think this is resonating. And then I started just with a hardback planner. I love these. These are by Baron Fig. And I was just doing this to kind of replace my index cards, where I would just put the details of a project and then maybe some notes about it. But then I also was tracking, like I had a monthly spread and kind of tracking. But I kind of let this one slide, so I haven't been updating this. So right now I'm not really recording as I work on every project what the linen, but then we have like episode notes for each of our floss tubes that have all our details about things. So I'm kind of in this, and maybe because I'm also retired, I've been thinking about planners a lot. I need to really think about maybe I just really, what is the purpose of my documenting? What is the audience of my documenting? And then really kind of come to what system I want to use, maybe thinking about starting in 2026. So that's kind of where I am in that thinking. Where are you, Anna?
Yeah, and some of the things I'm going to talk about are not necessarily specifically about documenting, but it's just sort of like more like note-taking. So the first things that I thought about were, there are things that I refer to again and again. Like I tend to take notes on loose leaf pieces of paper when I watch Elizabeth Ann can stitch, like when I learned how to make her a project bag or something, and I draw myself visuals and step-by-steps and things, and this is like a style of pencil bag I learned to make a long time ago.
So you then just have a file folder of notes and reference material.
This is a style I use a lot at school too, like sometimes flipping pages or going to two parts of a book. I don't like, so for things that I think that I'm going to refer to again and again and again, I often do on loose leaf paper. And this has the label Techniques Tutorials.
And then do you have that in an easily accessible place?
It's in the top dresser drawer of the dresser where I keep my scrapbooking things. So for instance, I am going to watch Jacob's Frisian Small videos before I finish each one. That would be an example of something I would take notes, probably draw myself some references. I'm very visual. So that I might go back to a video, but I usually just go back to my notes.
Okay, so, and you would rather have those on loose leaf than a notebook? Yeah. I've never tried that. I like that idea, actually. Because you're right, sometimes you're like, I might have really good notes in here about something, but then I'm like, wait, when was I working on that sweater, or where do I have my notes on that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And sometimes I have layers of notes. Like I usually write with a pencil, but sometimes we'll say I make some modifications, or I made the smaller bag that I use the same proportions as the bigger bag. Sometimes then I'll use like a black pen or a blue pen, and that's my signal of like, oh, this is like another layer of information that I have.
Okay, all right. I actually might try that for some of my notes. Okay.
And then I definitely keep something similar to your red. I always have a planner going where most days I write what I worked on, and also sometimes what I'm thinking about or what I might mention on FlossTube.
Oh, and so is this stitching specific?
Yes, only stitching.
I like that. Okay, and it's a week spread on the double page.
Yeah,
it's a double page week.
And then in the back, I have some other ideas. Like I have this big web when I decided this was going to be a not forgotten farm year of all the different things. Like purchase an original piece from Lori, get a Katie kit that is a not forgotten farm. Like it was like a brainstorm. Hey,
first of all, where'd you get this mind mapping paper? Cloth and paper.
my sweet daughter sends me things like that.
I love this. It says
I'll give you a few.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big mind mapper, but I just like seeing but again, it's like a loose piece of paper that you have in there that you can refer to.
Yeah. I'm like slightly worried there's something private on this, but it's like probably fine.
Oh,
okay,
we're friends by now.
If you see anything private, don't really pay attention to
I know.
And then I have this notebook made by Moglia. I'm just a huge fan of their paper. They make stationery and notebooks.
Have you even heard of them?
This is like sometimes like notes from lectures. This goes back. Well, this one started in summer 2020.
Oh.
Sometimes if I see a quote about crafting, sometimes if a friend or you give me feedback about crafting, sometimes I'll write it down. So this one is private. And this one is, I like to look at like trends. Like I've been thinking about that for a long time. I've got to try that. So I feel like this is all kind of chopped up. Most of my documenting, if not all of this, is really for myself.
So this is. I'm just looking at what your paper is. It's just plain paper.
I mostly prefer plain paper.
Okay.
Because I like to draw things.
Did you?
That's James.
So sweet.
It's cute.
So this is a planner that you would do this year to year. This is just long-term notes about crafting, and these are like, this is more like your reference material.
Yeah, this is
like a commonplace, the commonplace book, inspiration.
And I actually also have a commonplace book that I use. And this was my question after I thought about this for the video is, would I want to integrate all of this with what I write in my commonplace book so that everything in my life is in one place? So that I could see, like,
I integrate this. You mean this one, or do you mean planners? Like the planner too?
Yeah, just all of this. Do I want all of this in one place? And when you're thinking about for who is this for, I think it's mostly for me, for my processing, for my considering. I definitely notice patterns and trends when I look back. At things.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's like a little bit of like I said before, of like, you've been thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
You need to take an action step.
Yeah.
This seems important.
Yeah, I kind of like, though, you're separating. I actually kind of like this, how this is really about thinking and inspiration and like looking for trends. And I could see this being your whole life, like integrating this with other things that you're experiencing in your life. Because that's where you're going to see your connections.
Yeah.
And then you've got your planner kind of documenting. But I think this is a cool idea too. I'm going to actually try some of this about like, because sometimes I'll have this in like a notebook with loose leaf paper, but then same thing, where is it in the notebook? And okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you thinking you might combine it?
Well, maybe sort of like what you just said. Maybe I do just need like some quick notes to myself to keep track of, like even over 2 weeks, like sometimes really funny things pop in my head and I just like to jot them down. Like, do I want to mention that in a video or not?
Yeah.
But maybe what I might try to do is integrate observations, feedback, revelations in with things, the other parts of my life, because I'm sure those are all connected.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah. Yeah. It also makes me think, was this enough like to document a year? Like this was much chunkier, but when I think about it, when I look at a month spread, I did, I could have details. Okay, there's no stickers. That's just not gonna be my style on pencil. I could list things I worked on. I did add the pages in the back where I had my plans, my whips, my starts and finishes. So this, maybe this is a nice streamline to really record a year. Something that you would look back on. I don't know, but then do you keep track of like for every piece? When did you start it? When did you finish it? What's the linen? What's the thread?
Usually like a lot of times the linen and thread I just rely on our notes for FlossTube.
Yeah.
But then I often have a chart of starts and finishes, a start, finish, and fully finish.
Oh, okay. So you just use that. Okay. Yeah, because when I was doing my library cards or when I integrated into like a quarter page spread on here, I also liked putting down like a little something like what was happening while I was stitching that to kind of set some context. I love that
idea. We've talked about this several times. I'm still not doing that a lot.
Like here, like Bun. Like here are some things that I kind of stopped. Again, I stopped doing this, but when I started it, it was spring break start last year. market release, linen inspired by Cam the Stitcher, and Gigi and Boone called Bun Bun menacing on their floss tube. And I said, will the bright green help lighten her up? So like, I feel like that is sort of fun for me to go back and look at.
Definitely. I love that layer.
So anyway, okay, that was.
And when I think about, so I think all of this is for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when I think about future, I think labeling the backs.
Right.
Samplers that might have family meaning.
Yes.
Is what I want to prioritize.
And I even think it would be fun, like for this, like I probably had a library card or an index card in a library card holder. Like that could go on the back of this. You couldn't do it on soft finishes. It's funny, I also had this propped up and I'm like, I need to cover this. So I almost want to put a piece of felt or something on the back of this because
well, you can see the back.
You can,
you have a two-way.
I have a two-way, but you could almost, so yeah.
Okay, so obviously
I'm still curious and still thinking. So would love to hear what you all do, what you're thinking. And sort of also thinking, you know, like the digital, how do you feel if how would you feel if your Instagram was just gone or you felt like, you know, I need to walk away from my Instagram and, you know, all that content that's there. I'm still kind of processing this blog, even though like, that's fine. Like I'm not really attached to things, but it was like a piece of me being gone. And I also have a hard time, even like my old planners, even though a lot of times it's like, do I look at it, getting rid of it? And I'm like, okay, are my kids just gonna have to like be like, I gotta delete all mom stuff?
Well, this is why like I think we should probably start writing some of this down.
Yeah.
Of like, just throw all of our journals away.
Yeah.
Don't
right.
look at them. Don't.
Yeah.
In fact, our grandmother had an understanding. She had a collection of letters in her top dresser drawer. And I remember Dad said to us once, yes, grandmother wants me to, they were tied in a ribbon. She wants me to throw them away and not look at them when she dies.
Yeah. And it's not like I have anything like that personal.
No, but
I'm
I mean,
not
like
but still like they shouldn't have to be burdened with this, like just like everything on the shelf. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay. Again, so I'd love to hear
I think
what
we'll
you're
be talking
thinking.
about this more at dinner.
Yeah. This is a great conversation over beer. Watch out,
sorry
Jane.
That happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I was surprised that that it affected me a little bit more than I would have thought it did.
Well, it has like some roots of you publicly documenting too and sharing yourself publicly.
Yeah, and you know, you kind of get your blog following, and then it also made me realize like all of those connections I had with the blog in the blog world. Well, people moved on. I think a lot of people moved on to Instagram. The blogs were so popular then; it was the way to share. And now there's so many other mediums for doing that. But it was such a great community at the time, and so you also kind of realize that's gone. But I was a different person, different life.
Right, that's part of what made you are today.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. No, thank you for talking, and everybody, thank you for letting me process that with you. But I am going to keep thinking about it and think about what I want my system to be. Okay. And you know what? Maybe it's okay to just also always be changing systems. I'm going to try the file folder.
It's a very fancy thing.
Because sometimes you do want to kind of also spread your papers around. Okay. Can you do me a favor and just pass me that pumpkin? I'm just looking at that. I was thinking about a chunky black, no, not the pumpkin. The pumpkin. I was wondering.
You said that's the pumpkin.
Well, come on. The pumpkins. I'm wondering if this color frame.
No.
Okay, never mind. Okay, Anna, what plants do you have?
I love that.
What plants do you have?
Okay, I felt this way last time. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, I want Carolyn to give me marching orders. You know, sometimes you just want someone to just decide for you. I want to put some significant time into the Kathy Barrett Quaker Christmas sampler, or the Frisian Smalls, or the Veronica Buehler, which is a sampler, a Not Forgotten Farm sampler that I'm maybe halfway through.
Okay.
And you can tell me at dinner, or you can tell me now.
Do you finished the first Frisian Small, correct?
I still need to put the initials on.
Okay. You are going to work on the Frisian Smalls, 1 and 2.
Okay.
And maybe we both want to get the stitching done so we can FFO them together. And then you are going to work on Veronica Buehler, because you're going to finish that this year. This is your Not Forgotten Farm year. It's going to be part of your gallery walkthrough, your exhibition. So, and I love the Quaker Christmas. That was going to be my first one because I thought that'd be fun to have finished for Christmas. But I think you will feel really good to get that sampler done in your Not Forgotten Farm year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Carolyn, your plans.
All right, really heads down on Fruits of Plenty. I'm going to pull out a couple of my fall whips that I had put away last year, small, and have those kind of as the background for that. And then everybody, this Friday on the 17th, I am like so excited for Jingle Ball, and I'm going in and I'm buying my tickets.
Okay.
Steph has 2 great videos. One is about how to buy tickets, and the other is about the classes. And she's very clear. If you just want X, Y, Z, and I'm not going to say them because I don't want to say something wrong. If you just want this, don't worry about being there exactly on October 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific for us. But if you do want a kit for a class, that is when it's really worth being there on time.
So because you've had so much fun learning from Kathy,
yeah.
If I wanted to do that class, but I just wanted to watch the technique,
yeah. Okay.
I don't need to be on time.
Okay, I'm going to repeat what I say, but please don't take what I say 100%.
Okay.
I don't want to be responsible for having somebody miss out if I'm incorrect. So that's the only thing, but this is my understanding. If you want to take the class, the PDF version of the class, which means you get a PDF version of the pattern, and then you would collect your own supplies, that's unlimited.
But I can still watch the video.
Oh, sure. You're in the class. Okay. You're in the class.
So it's the kit. It's when the materials are sent to you.
Yes.
That are limited.
Yes.
But we'll all double check.
Yes. So I
can't say that enough.
Yes. Double check. But my understanding was if you are just doing the PDF version of the class, that's unlimited because it's a web platform.
And that's a beautiful way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I've been thinking about is I've decided what is my number 1 class that I want the kit. And then what is my number 2? I'm going to take a lot of classes. I'm like all in. I have like blocked that weekend off. I loved my class with Kathy so much. It was so worth. And I think it's like, if you just get the pattern, it's like $30 for all this expertise. But there were a few that I definitely wanted to get the kits if I can. So I just prioritize that. The first one I'm going to try to get, and then a second one. And I won't get more than 2 because
Are you going to tell us which one?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. The 2 is Beth Twist has a Christmas countdown, which is this beautiful long 1 to 25.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the reason I want to get the kit for that is her husband has done little wooden hangers for top and bottom that fit. And I'm guessing the kit will come with that long, thin piece of linen, which I thought was going to be just a little harder to source. So that's why that's kit number 1 for me. Kit number 2 is I'm going to definitely do Kathy Haberman's Stand Up Santa. And that
I figured you were going to.
And I thought that would be a good kit because she gives you like everything you're going to need for the stand up. If I don't get that one, it's not a big deal. I can probably source it myself. So those are the 2 I would buy kits, but I'm going to probably take like 4 classes. I had such a good experience. I think I'm going to take both Kathy's. She was so experienced.
What's the other one?
I'm going to take Beth Twist. I'm thinking I have to go through.
I mean, what is Kathy's others? What I mean?
Oh, she has a perforated paper needle book. So I thought that would just be fun to see that. And she also does the perforated paper pins, which we learned in one of the other things. And to be honest, her class was the best class I've ever had. And I learned so much. Anytime I have an opportunity to take a class from her, I'm going to do it for that. And then I think I might do, the Blue Flower has a really neat woodland animal biscornu that I think it might be fun to pick. So I'm going to maybe pick one more. I'll have to look at the layout.
Okay, I got to educate
All right,
myself.
are you going to, Steph has a great video with all the classes.
I've kept that weekend open so far because I heard you talk about it, and I'm hoping for some time together of doing some of this. Well, we'll see. I am not in tune with all of this yet, so but I have a week to think about it.
And I've never been able to do the Jingle Ball because with teaching, that's just a really hard weekend around there in the holidays. But I'm just blocking it off this year. I did the same thing for Spring Fling last year. I think John was out of town. I spent the whole weekend doing it. It was so fun.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
All right,
and you have this idea too?
Yeah, you're talking about that.
Oh, you already did?
Maybe we need to rate in our books. Continue to be a better listeners. No, I know. We're good listeners. We're good listeners. All right. The next thing we're going to do is Krista West giveaway winners. And do you have so we can show?
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to show the item, and then I'm going to be inserting the video when I pick it in a couple of days, just to make sure everybody has this weekend as they're watching the video. All right, our first giveaway with the keyword of folk. was books. So we're gonna have 2 winners for the book, and I'm gonna insert the winners now. Okay, then we had 2 beautiful bookmark kits. The keyword was bookmark, so we had 2 winners, and I'm going to insert the winners here. And the last was the Luminita kit. The keyword for this was blue. And there was 1 winner for this. I'm gonna insert the winner here. All right, all you winners, please email me at we.r.curiouscrafters@gmail.com. I'll have run it along here. And if you'll send me your mailing address, I will pop these in the mail to you and send them. If you're getting the book, depending on cost, I might send this, not priority, but just the book, the standard book.
And be 18 and over, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a passport.
Get someone
Yeah. If you're under 18,
before you give an address,
don't
or get an adult.
Get your adult to send the address to me. Thank you. Okay, those are winners. And thank you, Krista, for sharing those with us and just sharing, making the world a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shared supplies.
We should just skip this. I have bought some Ada and some DMC because I'm about to teach 12 middle schoolers how to cross stitch.
Yep, and I bought Zip Doodah. Nothing there. Okay, thumbs up. Let's bring it home.
All right, mine has a theme today.
Okay,
you know it's fall and you're a cross stitcher when number 1, you choose a pumpkin by how its stem will look on a cross stitch finish later on. That is a cool stem. After the season, I am chopping that sucker off, and then when I make a biscornu, I'm using that stem.
Have you seen Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman's pumpkins? They're stitched pumpkins that you finish as pumpkins, and then you can buy these on Etsy, the stems.
Okay.
Beautiful, Anna. Okay.
Number 2, you know it's fall and you're a cross stitcher when you pick up acorn caps to put with your silk spools. So this is my little dish that I'm keeping my Katie kit in. And I have 1 acorn cap that I got on a walk when Carolyn and I were taking a walk in the Pacific Northwest. And another acorn cap from our tree. Look how different they are. Look how interesting that is. They look so pretty with my silk. Number 3, you know it's fall and you're a cross stitcher when during all of your errands, you have this question in your brain. What could I add to a fall dough bowl display? I'm like, and Michael's getting DMC for the girls. I'm like, looking around. Is there anything for a dough bowl? I'm at the grocery store. There's some special display. Anything in there for a dough bowl?
Oh, Anna, this is awesome. Okay, you all, this is a great time for you to show us your creativity. You know it's fall and you're a cross stitcher when. Let us know. Okay, mine are not as creative as that.
It's okay.
All right, my thumbs up are, the first one is, I've had my granddaughters most days this last week, and one of our activities we like to do is we like to go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
and we pick a few things.
Okay, pause for a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know that Trader Joe's hides stuffed animals for kids?
Yeah, of course we do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I just found out that today.
Okay. If you don't know this, they hide a stuffed animal, and if you find it, you get stickers and a lollipop when you check out. Yeah, it was hard to find this last time. Oh. And then I often have the girls.
Were there any tears?
No tears. They found it at the end. It was, you could see it from the checkout. So right when we were checking out, they're like, it's over there. And then I let them pick like what we're going to make for dinner that night. So I walk in, it's Wednesday afternoon. It's usually like no stress. And they have these big shopping carts full of these like seasonal tote bags. And they have an orange, they have a purple, and then they had 2 others. And I'm like, well, those are cute. They're like $2.99. I'm like, I'll take an orange and a purple. And so I just take them and I go on with my shopping. And I'm like, oh, the store's getting kind of crowded. And okay, I have the 3-year-old in the cart and the 5-year-old, kind of hanging off of it. So it's just a little hard to maneuver. And it keeps getting more and more crowded. And then we go to check out and the lines are like down the aisles. And then, if you know, like trying to keep 2 kids happy while you're in the line. And I'm just like, why did I come here? It's a Wednesday afternoon. Okay, anyway, we check out. I asked the cashier, I'm like, is it always this crowded on Wednesday? And she goes, no, it's the bags. I guess these are like collector items. And we were probably like one of the first people in the store because they were full. And social media, by the time we left, there was a line out the store to get these bags.
Oh my word.
So I had no clue. But then I was like, oh, that totally explains it.
And what will you use these for? They're cute size.
Okay, first of all, who doesn't like a small tote? Mm-hmm. You could put...
Our mother would love it.
Yeah. Knitting projects, craft projects, put your library books in here. I guess they're also great for kids if they want to do trick-or-treating. I like the color. They're good quality canvas with pocket. But I guess they do these totes periodically as like collectors.
I've seen like the little mini totes. But I think that maybe this is a growing thing.
Maybe growing thing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay.
I stumbled upon that. Okay.
Trader Joe's tote bags.
Thumbs up number 2 is the girls, one of the other day, they decorated my fireplace for Halloween. Here's a picture of what it looks like. One of the things they did that cracked me up is I had these little stitched Halloween pieces that I did last year, and they have magnets on it. The top of our fireplace is a piece of metal, so you just stick it on. Well, I walk over there, and what they had done is they also love these things. They're always hanging and lots of stuff with this. So they had attached it, and so these are
really cute,
hanging from the fireplace. So I thought that was
we wouldn't have thought of that, Carolyn.
Never. So
we need this brains.
Thumbs up, girls, for making such a big hunky design display for me. I love it. And then last, this is a picture. In our last video, we toasted our friend Becky of Becky's House of Sewing. She was our toast. And she sent us this picture. I'm going to put it here. I'm sure she doesn't care because I think she posted this on Instagram, where she is watching us and toasting along with us.
Okay. Arnold Palmer's up.
Let's look at each other. Let's look at Becky. Or if you want to toast with us, so we should do that. Like now, from now on, the beginning of our toast be like toast with you. That just made me smile, and I keep going back and looking.
She's a funny one.
She's a keeper.
Yeah, let's keep her.
Okay, Anna, should we go get some pizza?
Yeah.
Get a beer.
Until next time.
Happy crafting.
And stay curious.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.